All right, fair use, fair use. Disclaimer: it's your brother Wild Rum. You're back with another lesson, Lord, willing to be edifying. I'm gonna start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Waha, Rakakadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and elders, bishops of Great Millstone who taught me truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways, prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, also in the correct doctrine. I want to send a shalom to the one-third men, women, and children that will escape the judgment of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua by their faith. He's got another lesson I want to bring out through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. We've been all talking about this Pan-Africanism for many years, man. Back in high school, back when rappers and shit was talking about going to Africa and wearing African symbols, Africa Boombada and all this shit, man. Which now we being in the truth, grown now, growing up, we thought that we was African. And it come to find out that we are Israelites, man, according to the scriptures, man. Which Africans don't even call themselves Africa; they call themselves by their country. But still, here in America in 2025, our people really think they are black people. Like they think that they are just because the skin color is the same as a Hamite, that they are the same people, man. Which this guy is going into that we're never been the same, man. You got a difference between Hamites and Israelites. And the spirit is totally different. And our people have to understand that we are not the same as other people. And this is what this guy's going into, which I don't know that he is an Israelite or not, but he, kind of, to me, kind of favors that. He kind of seems like he has a spirit of a Jake, man, because how honest he is and how he speaks about we ain't the same as everybody else. And this is what our people have to understand, that we've been taught that we was African and all these things, African American, and the list goes on and on. But we're not the same as a so-called Hamite, man, which is what you would say African is, man. But we have our people in Africa, and it's hard to tell the difference sometimes. But the point is, you have to understand that we are not all the same, man. The Lord created different skin colors, but that doesn't mean that you are the same as those people, man. Like these so-called, not so-called, but these Somalians. You would look at them, you would think, oh, that's a so-called Negro, African American. No, man, a lot of these people are these Somalis are not Israelites, man. They are Somali Hamites. But the point is that we're not the same. And let's get right into these videos, and Lord willing to be edifying.
So you're saying because the continent of Africa is not unified, then we can't have a global unification of the black diaspora?
What are you unified around?
That's something we could build. What is the purpose of Pan-Africanism if you're saying that unity is impossible?
But you said it as if I believe in Pan-Africanism. It's the most stupid, bogus thing anybody to even say.
But you spoke about worldview earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if our worldview was to uplift each other?
Whose worldview?
Black people.
Which black people?
All black people.
No, there is no such thing. You can't go to Asia and say all Asian people.
But why not?
I am telling you, this is the mistake.
Mm-hmm.
We are the only ones who walk the earth, and as soon as you see a black person at the airport, oh, brother. No, I'm not your brother.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Have you gone to Europe and you heard an Italian man calling a German brother?
Fuck them. What's wrong with me seeing you at the airport?
Is the problem.
You got to explain it to me.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Let me ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. The story of Chaka the Zulu.
Mm-hmm. Chaka Zulu.
What was he famous for before they killed him? Tormenting fellow black tribes in that region.
Okay.
So that's the man you're going to unite with?
No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you. We think that skin color makes you and me the same. We're not.
Mm-hmm.
I am from a small tribe called the Ajak tribe in Benin.
Mm-hmm.
Benin is only 6.5 million people with over 40 tribes. When I say tribe, I mean the language is like French and Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything in common with the 49 other people in my country. Nothing in common.
Mm-hmm.
They speak a different language. They have a different God, a different religion, different food, different forms of wear and culture, traditions, and customs. We were forced, carved and say, remain here. Mm-hmm. He's not my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're asking for a global brotherhood of all black people. Why would the black people be different from any continent? Europe is a global community of white people, but they don't go around saying brother and sister. Asia is a community of all yellow Asians in Asia. They don't go around calling each other brother and sister. Same with the Middle East, same with everywhere. Where only when it comes to black people you think we are all the same. We're not the same.
And that's heavy. And he spoke a lot, man, about that. We're not the same. Which, like I said, through the Spirit, I just believe he's an Israelite. But he's trying to explain to him we are not the same. You got, he said, 6.6 million some odd people. And he said 40 different tribes, man. They got their different religions. They got their different gods. They got their different culture, different foods. And see, this is plain to someone that's seeking the truth, man. Because you know that you're not accustomed to eating the shit that Hamites eat. Like being, let's say for example, here in Babylon the Great, Mexican foods, shit, Jake go in there, Jake could go in and eat Mexican all day long. Puerto Rican food, Puerto Rican restaurants, Jake could go in and eat it all day. These Nigerian food, fufu and all that stuff, Jake could go in and eat that all day. You can tell the difference between cultures, man. The way we carry ourselves, like you even said, the way we dress. Jake has a style about him, man. These other nations don't. And this is goes for every country, every nation that we've been in, man. It's a difference. And the Lord separated us from all the people, man. So in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to know who is a Hamite and you're going to know who an Israelite is, man. It ain't going to be like, oh, just because I look like him. Like I was going into the Somalis. These Somalis, they look just like you, man. They got the same skin tone, skin color. Different people, man. We're not the same as these other nations, even though they have the same skin tone as a same color. And the difference is that the Israelites have ruled the whole globe before, man. And our people don't see themselves as have been rulers over the earth. All these cultures come from us. Even Esau, his culture comes from us, which he doesn't have a culture, but we taught him all the things he knows. We built up Babylon the Great. He didn't have no hand in the creation of Babylon the Great, man. And I'm speaking of, the things that was created, computer to cell phones to the lights and to the HVAC systems to refrigerators, all of that, man. It comes from a Jake, man. But let me continue on and check this out, man.
Before they bleached the bloodline in the Meiji era, you had the Kuro, the Black Kings. Yeah, look it up. Kuro means black, means king. Same word they use now for black paint. It used to mean us. Ever heard of the Joman? The people with thick hair, dark skin, and broad faces? Those were the original islanders. Every archaeologist worth their student loans knows it. The bones don't lie, but the university paycheck do. Check the Tohoku University digs. They literally found afro-textured hair impressions in ancient pottery. Receipts, baby. Then you had the Satsuma and Ryukyu nobles down in Okinawa, darker than half your cousins on funeral day in July. They traded with Africa and Indonesia before Europe could even spell ship. You won sources. Look at Portuguese travel logs from the 1500s. They describe the rulers as brown and tattooed like Moors. And don't get me started on the black Buddhist monks coming up from Sri Lanka and India. They're the ones who taught martial arts to China, before Bruce Lee even became a thesis topic. That's right, Shaolin didn't start with no pale ball extras in kung fu movies. Go look up Bodhidharma. He ain't white, he ain't East Asian. That man looked like he eats fufu and sparring for breakfast. Before they painted everybody pale and pretended we ain't never existed, the rulers of the East looked more like your aunties and uncles after a hot summer day. These were Jomon queens, Shang kings, Okinawan sea lords, black shoguns, the Moorish monarchs who ran the Silk Road before silk even had a price tag. But then the Meiji boys got insecure, China started bleaching its history books, the Mongols got whitewashed like they dropped into a bucket of baby powder, and suddenly everybody want to act like Asia been pale since the Shar-Chow dynasty. Lies. Before the erasure, Europeans were still writing about black nobles in Japan, calling them Moorish Asiatics and drawing them with afros, broad noses, and royal kimonos.
And see, he called them Moorish Asiatics, which are Israelites, man. And see, the Lord has separated us from every people on the face of the earth, man. And we just didn't come to America and start in America, man. We've been all over the globe, man. From Russia to China, Japan, all these nations that you think these are majority of Japanese or Chinese. They came from us. We came over and established their culture. Buddha was a so-called black man, man. From the Japan, who they celebrate and worship. It all goes back to Israelites, man. Now, I can't make you believe that. You had to do some research and understand and see, just like I had to research and understand and see. But these videos are just giving you a picture of the Israelites being in every nation on the face of the earth. The Lord said we will be scattered everywhere, man. And that's true. And this understanding that we have is coming back to the surface, man. All these other nations are showing you and seeing that, man, these so-called black people are who they claim to be. That's the Israelites. That's why you have so many videos going up of so-called other nations, other nationalities of people showing that the so-called black man is the Israelites, man. They rule Europe from the Moors. And Moors just mean black. If you look that word up, Moor just mean black, which they are the Israelites. They just had a different religion, which they went after the customs of Islam, which we know Islam was made a religion, but not to go into that. But the point is that Israelites are separated from every other nation, man. Every other nation in Africa, those people are Hamites, man. And we warred against them throughout the scriptures. Now check this out. Now I don't want to play. Let me see if I can cancel it and go back. See if I can play it from here.
Place is locked down for a reason. You can't stop what you're doing. I'm in a secret Russian museum and I found the real truth. They hid Peter the Great's face. The Tsar wasn't some pale European. He was a dark-skinned Moor running this government. The real Russian nobility, the Romanov line, is linked to the oldest Moorish families in Europe. They tried to paint over this history, but Russia never had the Renaissance. So the real structures in the street are still here. The original nobility, the entire Romanov house is linked directly to the oldest Moorish families in Europe. That means the real Russian Tsars were Moors who ran this government. And trust me, Putin knows this truth is hidden right here. This is Yeshua the way Russia kept him. Dark-skinned, 12th century Novgorod style. You see this exact look on Russian Orthodox broadcasts today. Europe repainted the West, but Russia never erased these faces. That's why their icons survived the Renaissance bleach job. This is Saint Elisban, king of Aksum, a real melanated emperor celebrated here in Russia since 1541. They didn't repaint him. They kept him as a dark-skinned king with an Ethiopian crown and a sword shaped like a cross. You can even read it right on the icon, Caleb Ethiops. Listen, the official builder of the Kremlin was the Kazan Khan, a powerful Moor from the Tartarian Empire. But this construction wasn't possible with regular men. They suppressed the fact that monumental structures like this were built by giants. The Moors commanded these giants to perform the heavy labor. This is the ancient history they want to erase. This dude right here, Ivan Ganyabal, built the fortress of Kherson in 1779. Led Russian fleets in the Russo-Turkish War and became a general-in-chief of the Navy. You think Russia hides this because it's embarrassing? No, because it proves European aristocracy wasn't white. Meet Saint Iphigenia of Ethiopia, a Moorish empress and saint. Russian clergy recognized her in the 1600s and kept her iconography dark on purpose. If Russia wanted to erase black saints, they would have changed her face. Instead, they broadcast her feast day to this day. Yo, this is Abram Ganable, the guy Russian nobles spent centuries trying to erase. In 1742, he was officially recognized as hereditary nobility, given estates and his own elephant coat of arms. He wasn't a servant. He became the man elites answered to. Nadezhda Ganable, documented noblewoman in the late 1700s, not a myth, not a maid, but a Moor in full Russian aristocratic fashion. This was during Catherine the Great's reign, when up to 20 black courtiers served as elite symbols of royal power. They warned you to believe black nobility was rare. Of course, everyone and their mama knows my boy Saint Maurice, the Ethiopian Roman commander, and Russia called him that right on the page. If the Western smoofies painted him lighter, that's on them. Russia kept him black and kept the receipts. In Bosnia from 1991 to 90, that was calculated evil. It was an ethnic cleansing targeting the Gnostic Moorish people. They deliberately deleted the melanated element. It was a horrifying, terrible act that came straight from secret society. Y'all say this is AI, but I'm telling you it's all facts. They took out the Moorish Russians.
Okay.
And Paul, he might be a Jake. I can't claim he is, but I don't know. But the point is, the history that he broke out is the truth, man. The Moors ruled in Russia, and they built a lot of those buildings over there, man. And they still have the like he said, the receipts. All those Russian icons are Israelites, man. All of them are Israelites. And like I said, this is only for the household of faith. Those is going to look and research these things and look into it, man. Because everything is bubbling to the front, to the front, man. Bubbling up to show you what the real truth is. Now, this is right here. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen this. This is a ritual that these Edomites do in Europe, going into painting blackface, because this symbolizes the Israelites, man. The Moors taking them basically out of out of the caves, man, out of the cliffs of the rocks, and making them civilized, as you're going to hear in this video. Which, this has been going on for many years. They paint themselves black to symbolize the Moors, which symbolize these Edomites, man. Now check this out.
Every year they run this little blackface parade to remind themselves who dragged them out the caves, taught them to bathe, read, and stop barking at the moon. They swear it's tradition, but baby, that's a memory slip. Every December they paint their face jet black, slap on a crooked curly wig, and call it Svarta Pete, when the whole ritual is really about the Moors civilizing Europe. And ain't it funny how St. Nicholas somehow turned white, but the Moor who did all the work got downgraded to assistant? Please. All the old manuscripts show Europeans wild, hairy, and lost, while the Moors pulled up with science, architecture, maps, and red fezzes. But instead of teaching the truth, they flipped the script and handed the credit to Mr. Snowflake St. Nick. The blackface, the wigs, the antics. It's all a reenactment of who really uplifted them. They ain't hiding it because it's a myth. They hiding it because it's true.
Yes, the Swarthy Pete ritual is again reminiscent of the Moors bringing the Caucasians out of the cave and giving them the gift of life. So even though that's why Santa is cool, but Swarthy Pete gets all the love. People dress up as him because he was there to civilize them and give them civilization as they left the cave. You understand? So that's really a part of their history, where they descend from the troll. Like in Norway, they got trolls. Like it's real. Like there's real troll. They got troll traps. They got troll hunters. They got all of that out there in the remote areas. You know what I mean? And due to the changes, a lot of these things is coming out. So they gotta mask it as like other stuff. They'll set up a whole war just to, cover themselves while they're going in a nest trying to figure out what's what and what they can salvage and take back and do experiments and stuff on. All the stuff that we have always assumed is just whatever is all of the stuff these niggas been doing.
There you have it. So the Swarthy does mean black. I mean, you can look that word up too. But you see that they whitewashed everything in the West to make it seem like they were rulers, and they didn't come into being civilized by a so-called black man, because we have civilized these Edomites, man. And you can see that here, man. They still debating now. It's a debate about wash rags. See, they don't understand that we are the reason why they bathe today, man. We are the reason why they shave, because they was very hairy, man. But like I said, not to get into that, it's to hit these scriptures, man, because this paints a picture of the Lord separating the Israelites from every other nation on the face of the earth, man. We are not. What's it say? That verse. They are not like us. That Kendrick Lamar, and they are not, man. And see, they're finna soon find out what they did to us, the children of Israel. It's finna happen to them, because what they did to us was brutal, man. Which we honor the curses, but they did a very, very, man, a heavy number on us, man. Erasing our memory of existence, us being rulers, kings, and just being a so-called black man here in America that rapes, robs, and murders everybody, and gets high and don't want to take care of their kids, man. They did a number on our people. That's why our people see that we're joined to every other nation, man. Like them guys in the beginning of the first video, they black. We with them because they black. No, man. It's a difference between the so-called black man and a so-called not so-called Hamite, but a Hamite and a so-called black man, which is the Israelite. Let's start here in Exodus 8 and 23. It says, "And I will put a division between my people and thy people." And this is when the plague of flies came. And the Lord told Pharaoh he's going to put a difference between his people and Pharaoh's people, man. And it says, "And I will put a division between my people," which his people was the Israelites, "and thy people," the Egyptians, were Hamites. It says, "Tomorrow shall be this sign." See that this is back, like I said, in the 10 plagues, and we coming up on those plagues, those same plagues that hit Egypt before. Verse 24, it says, "And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua did so, and there came a grievous swarm of flies into the house of Pharaoh, and into the houses, into the servants' houses, and into all the land of Egypt, and the land was corrupted by the reason of the swarm of flies." So the Lord separated. No flies came into the region of the Israelites, but they just came into the region of the Egyptians, man, which are the Hamites. And see, the Lord put a separation between them and us. And this is what our people have to understand. The Lord is not dealing with all black people. He's only dealing with his people. This is Exodus 11 and verse 7. It says, "But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel." See that? The Lord put a difference between the so-called black people, what they would say. They're Hamites and Israelites. The Lord put a difference between them. And not only them, but every other nation on the face of the earth, man. His people. He only chose a certain people, and that's the Israelites, man. The 12 tribes of Jacob. This is Leviticus 20 in verse 24. It says, "But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land." And this is the land the Lord gave us from the Hamites, man. It says, "And I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, your power, which have separated you from other people." See that? The Lord separated us from the Hamites, man. And like I said, we go into the story of Moses being in Pharaoh's house, Yahushua being in Egypt. All of us so-called black people, you would say. But the Lord put a difference between the Israelites and the Hamites, man. And that's what we establish it, man. The Lord is not dealing with everybody. So if the Lord separated us back then, what's the difference now? The Lord has not changed. He's not making all the people his people, man. Even though Christians want to make that so, but the Lord is not dealing with that, man. You can't go against what the Lord has written. This is Numbers 23 and verse 23. It says, "Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what power, it's like what hath power wrought." See, the Lord has wrought the difference between his people and other people, man. You can read back up and it goes into it, man. But I just want to hit the point that you can't put an enchantment against Jacob, man. Because all these enchantments they put that's going to keep you down. That's why all the truth is rising now, man. The truth is coming out about every single thing, man. But mostly this truth about who the true children of Israel are. Who Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is dealing with, man. So the enchantments that have been holding us down for so long, the Lord is lifted, man. Let me get this in another translation. I want to get the word enchantment real quick. It says, New Living Translation, it says, no curse can touch Jacob. No magic has any power against Israel. For now it will be said, Jacob, what wonders power have done for Israel. And that's what the Lord is doing now, man. Waking us up to this truth, waking us up to who we are. That these signs and wonders that he's going to perform is going to be performed for the children of Israel, not no other nation. Good News Translation, he says, there is no magic charm, no witchcraft that can be used against the nation of Israel. Now people will say about Israel, look what power has done. And that's what they're going to say, man. When the Lord comes and redeems the hopeful elect, you're going to see this is what the Lord has been establishing through the word for many, many years, man. And he brought out men of the Lord to bring it out to our people to understand this is what the Lord is establishing. His people, not everybody else. Which, Genesis go into everybody can be saved. That's not according to the scriptures, man. The Lord made a difference, a separation between his people and other people, man. Let me get this real quick in the blue letter. Because we know that these curses cleave unto us, but now the Lord is lifting us for us to see this word how it really is, man. Divination, enchantment, incantation, or argument, augural. Let me make sure I pronounce that correctly.
Augury.
Augury, real quick. A sign of what will happen in the future, an omen. So now the Lord has revealed this truth unto the hopeful elect, man. Enchantment, a feeling of great pleasure, delight, magic, witchcraft, sorcery. So now this witchcraft and this sorcery is being removed from the eyes of the elect. And we bringing it out for everyone to see it, man. If you hear, forbear. But you've been taught this truth from the apostles and elders, a great millstone on down to the brothers that teach the same likewise doctrine, man. The Lord has separated us from all the other nations, and especially from the Hamites, man. He put a difference between us. This is Deuteronomy 7 and start at verse 6. It says, for thou art a holy people unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua thy power, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people. See that? Not all the people. He's chosen thee, you Israelites, to be a special people unto himself above all people. See? Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. See, the Lord is not putting all of us together. He has a chosen people that he chose to be above all the other people. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua did not set his love upon you, nor chose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all the people. And see, this is the love the Lord showing us, man, that he's redeeming us right before the eyes of our oppressor, man. That's why everything is coming to the surface, man. All the truth. This can't be all those enchantments and these, because back when I was saying enchantments was when you was coming up, you was looking on TV, you seen all these Africans, they had flies on their face. You thought that was your people, man. People was crying over them, thinking they was our people, man. Had, what I'm saying, and then you have people here that I get judged, it might be a Hamite. And you thinking, well, everybody's your people, they black, they your people. And that guy was going into, there's 40 different other tribes there. They got their own way they dress, they got their own way to talk. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't speaking, they said it's a different way, the languages was from like Chinese to Spanish, in other words, man. It had no connection. They're separate, man. There's no connection between the people, man. And see, we coming back in this understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we see it as it's supposed to be seen, man. That it's no way they can hide this truth from us anymore. They can't. They no sorcery, no witchcraft can hide us from this truth anymore, man. And see, the Lord is bringing everything out before the judgment comes, because no one is going to be able to say they didn't know, they didn't understand, because these lessons go out constantly, man. Then the views are dropped. You see, people don't even watch the lessons anymore, man. If it ain't about something that's entertaining, they ain't gonna watch it, man. And this goes to show you that the Lord is trimming this thing down, man. Those that's really sincere and believe and have faith in the Lord, and those that don't, who just watch the truth just for entertainment. But the Lord is trimming this, is trimming it, man. He's trimming this. The scriptures tell you that he will sift Jerusalem, and see, it's being sifted, man. This is Exodus 34 and verse Exodus 34 and 21 and 29. I started 29. It says, uh, 28. It says, and they shall no more be a prey to the heathen. Neither shall the beasts of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid. And I will raise up for them a plant of renown, and they shall be no more consumed with hunger in the land, neither bear the shame of the heathen anymore. And see, we're not going to bear the shame of the heathen anymore, man, because we know who we are. Well, I brought out a lesson the other day about George Washington said if they would take the fezzes off the Moor's head, then their answer. Well, he said something more about that. I'm just roughly paraphrasing what he said. You can look it up. But he was going into, if we can just change. Basically they didn't want the children, descendants of the Moors, to ever find out who they really are, and that was being that we was Israelites, man, according to the Bible. But they felt like if we can just remove this understanding from who they are, they would never find out. They will always be slaves under us. This is what the vision was of George Washington. Now, just read that scripture in Numbers 23 and 23, that it was all enchantments against us, man. That was witchcraft and sorcery that for us to not to see who we are. But the Lord revealed it. He's redeeming us through the Spirit to wake up to who you are. Verse 30, it says, thus shall they know that I, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, their power am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people, said Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. See that? We are the chosen people of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, above all the people on the face of the earth. It says, and ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men. And that's who's bringing out this truth, man. His wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to the masses, man, of the Israelites, men of the Lord. And I am your power, said Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And now that we know our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is our power, and that's why these spiritual epistles that goes out is all from the Lord, man. The Lord is speaking through his chosen men to bring out this true understanding of the scriptures. This is Jeremiah 31. Jeremiah 31 in verse 33. But you can go up. Goes into the new covenant. And the new covenant is being established in us, man. When the Lord come back, we'll be fully into the new covenant. But now we're under grace right now, going into the new covenant, man. The Lord is building us up through the Spirit to receive the new covenant. This is you can start at 31, but I'm gonna start here. Hit the point in verse 33. Jeremiah 31:33 says, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. It's not including everyone else. He's making it with Israel, a separation of every other nation. He's only dealing with these people. It says, after those days, said Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, I will put my law in their inward parts. And who was given the law? The children of Israel was the only nation of people that was given the law, statutes, and commandments. It says, and write them in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. See that? There's no other people in that. It's clearly telling you it's the house of Israel, man. It says, verse 34, it says, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor. And see, we're teaching right now, and that's how we know we're not fully into the New Testament now. We won't have to teach our neighbor, and that's fellow Israelites. And every man his brother, saying, "Know Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua." We won't have to teach you who you was, who you come from, who your descendants are. This is what we're going into, man. The new covenant, man. Which like I said, we're not there yet because we still teaching, man. It says, "For they shall know." Slocky, let me slow down. It says, "For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them," saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. "For I will forgive their iniquity." See, separation, man. Their iniquity. It says, "And I will remember their sins no more." And see, we the only ones who sin against the Lord. So this verse right here shows you he's only dealing with the children of Israel because that new covenant is only coming to this group of people, and that's the house of Israel, man. And no other nation is going to be able to get in and join in the new covenant. It's only given to his chosen people. We just read Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. The spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is only with his people, man. He's only known us, man. Amos 3 and 2. This is Deuteronomy 6. Not Deuteronomy, Slocky. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 54. It says, and Slocky, like I said, let me slow down. It says, "And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures." It says, "Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen." See that? It's a people. Everybody came from Adam, which is man, but the Lord only chose one nation of people out of these men, out of these men. Slocky. It says, "All this have I spoken before thee, O Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because thou madest the world for our sakes." And this is Ezra speaking and saying the Lord only made the world for our sakes, man, not for everyone to rule over. And he only chose one Adam out of all those Adams, man, which is all those men. And just like he chose only out of all the nations of people on the face of the earth, he only chose one nation of people out of Adam. Verse 56, it says, "As for the other people," see, as of the other people that came out, which also came from Adam, which is other nations, "thou hast said that they are nothing." See that? The Lord said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle. See, spit. "And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel." See, the Lord likened the other people as a drop of water falling from a bucket, man, from a vessel. "And now, O Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, behold, these heathen, the other nations, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us," who the world was created for. They are ruling over us, man, "and to devour us. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands." And see, this is what the Lord is coming back to redeem us from, the hands of our enemies. These heathens, man, the Lord equated as nothing, man, are ruling over us now. But they're soon to be under us. Verse 59, it says, "If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world?" See, why we ain't in rulership, why we don't have anything in this world? Because the world to come is for us, man. "How long shall this endure?" And we see in this endure for a long period of time, man. But now the Lord is shifting it, man. Everything that was hidden from us has been made plain to us, man. It's been revealed to us for us to bring it out to our people to understand the Lord is with us. And he's always been with us. We are the chosen people of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So Lord, when I was edifying, I made it there. Shalom. Shalom.